Hey everyone, and welcome to this explainer. Today we're going to decode the invisible digital engines that pretty much run our modern lives. Think about it for a second. Every single day, we tap, swipe, and click to move money, book our vacations, or even access government resources. But what's actually happening behind the screen? Well, we're going to start with a broad look at the fundamental architecture of e-services, and then we'll dive right into two massive sectors that have been completely revolutionized by all this, the financial and travel sectors. Here is our roadmap for today. First, the world of e-services. Second, fintech, where finance meets technology. Third, the actual tech powering fintech. And finally, e-travel, or booking made simple.
All right, let's jump straight into part one, the world of e-services.
So, what actually makes an e-service different from a regular old website? Well, the magic word here is action. E-services allow for the active buying, selling, or exchanging of data. It's not just a digital brochure where you lazily read about a company. It's an active platform where a transaction is actually executed and completed right there on the spot.
To really grasp how this works, think of it as a three-way relationship. Every single time you use an e-service, you're engaging in a triad. You've got the service provider, the service receiver, and the delivery channel. So whether you're using your smartphone on the train, your home internet connection, or even a public digital kiosk, that channel acts as the invisible bridge connecting the creator of the service directly to you.
A brilliant example of this is the USM e-services portal, which perfectly illustrates e-governance in action. In a government-to-citizen, or G2C model, a public agency acts as the service provider, and by doing this online, they completely cut out those miserable long lines and bureaucratic delays, replacing them with a streamlined 24/7 digital interface. It's a total game changer.
So why the massive rush to digitize everything? Well, the payoff is absolutely massive. It explains why organizations across literally all sectors are scrambling to offer online services. You get global, round-the-clock access. It leads to huge cost savings for businesses. There's way less paper waste, which is obviously a win for the environment. It allows for lightning-fast delivery of products, and it creates incredible flexibility for both the user and the provider.
Moving right along to Section 2, fintech, where finance meets technology.
You know, it makes perfect sense that finance got disrupted so early on. It relies heavily on data, right? Not physical, tangible goods. Because of this, it was uniquely positioned to be completely re-engineered by software. Think about it. Money today is largely just numbers on a digital ledger. It doesn't need to be shipped in a cardboard box, which made it highly vulnerable to total digital disruption. Which brings us to fintech. It's a hybrid of finance and technology, referring to any business that uses tech to enhance or automate financial services and processes. This rapidly growing industry aims to compete head-to-head with traditional brick-and-mortar banks, completely changing how we interact with our own money. And what's truly incredible here is how these e-financial services expand financial inclusion. Initiatives that scale from basic accounts to insurance, like Jan Dhan to Jan Suraksha, show that this isn't just about convenience for people who already have money. It actually leverages the internet to bring millions of people into the formal economy for the very first time.
All right, let's look under the hood in Section 3, the tech powering fintech.
First up, we've got artificial intelligence, or AI. In the fintech space, algorithms are absolutely doing the heavy lifting. AI essentially replaces the need for a massive human staff. It handles complex data analytics, predicts market shifts, and manages routine customer interactions automatically, 24 hours a day, without ever needing a coffee break.
Next up is big data. By understanding exactly how, when, and where you spend your money, banks can instantly flag unusual activity and optimize their operations. This massive collection of data makes fraud detection incredibly sharp, and it allows companies to tailor their financial products to your exact real-world habits.
Then we have RPA, or Robotic Process Automation. Think of this as your ultimate, completely tireless back-office assistant. It flawlessly handles things like accounts payable and receivable day in and day out. It takes those highly repetitive manual tasks that used to take human accountants hours to do and executes them in seconds with literally zero mathematical errors.
And finally, blockchain. It's a buzzword we all hear, but at its core, it's all about decentralization. Even though it's still emerging in its mainstream applications, it allows for the highly secure, direct exchange of assets, like digital currency or even real estate contracts, without needing to rely on a traditional middleman, like a bank.
Let's pivot to our second industry in Section 4, e-travel,
and how booking got so simple.
Think about what happens when you book a hotel online. There's a seamless dance happening between the front end and the extranet. Online travel agents work in absolute real time. The precise moment you click book on the front end, that specific room is instantly removed from the hotelier's extranet on the back end to prevent double booking. It's instant sync.
A fantastic example of this massive coordination is the IRCCT in India. This huge online framework replaces the need to physically go down to a crowded train station or travel agency. Instead, the platform securely manages thousands of transactions and reservations simultaneously, perfectly coordinating schedules, pricing, and availability in the blink of an eye.
So, what's driving this space today? Well, if you look at the major patterns in e-travel, it's all about mobile. We're seeing an incredibly high mobile discovery rate. People are searching for and booking trips right from their phones, especially during weekend usage spikes. Interestingly enough, credit card usage is actually higher on mobile devices than on desktop computers in this sector. These patterns show us that mobile access is the modern gateway for travel, connecting global audiences with the customized deals they're actively hunting for. And that brings us to our conclusion: the invisible engine. From effortlessly transferring funds across borders to instantly securing a hotel room on the other side of the world, e-services have fundamentally rewritten how we interact with the economy.
So here's a final thought to leave you with. Since e-services have already transformed information-heavy sectors like finance and travel so completely, which concrete physical industry is going to be the next to face total digital disruption? I'll let you ponder that as you go about using the countless e-services that power your day. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and keep learning.